To what extent do guns add or take away from the quality of life of U.S. citizens? Guns exist in our country to protect citizens from government authority and ourselves from danger. But do the bads outweigh the goods? In 2021, 48,830 people died from gun-related injuries. There was an estimated 120.5 guns per person in the United States. Here's a news story about a man who had 1,000 guns in his house. Why would you ever need that many guns?
Discovered more than 1,000 guns. They were stacked room to room inside this 8,000 square foot.
In the U.S., the number one cause of death among children 1 through 17 is guns. How can we ignore these facts? Some would say guns are what makes America free. What if your home gets robbed and the police don't get there in time? How are we supposed to defend ourselves when the police can't? The Black Panthers recognized the right to own a firearm, and they used it. The Black Panthers came to be at a time when black people were frequently getting attacked and even killed by police. What if the government is out to get us? Are we supposed to be powerless? The history of guns in America is long, but it all starts with the Second Amendment. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Is this amendment about militias and people in militias' right to bear arms? Or is it about the right for militias and people to bear arms? Okay, now that we know a bit about the backstory of guns, let's decide whether or not they are necessary. The Black Panthers Party for Second Defense recognized the Second Amendment as their right to bear arms, and they used it. At the time, there were many cases of black people getting beaten or even killed by police. So the Black Panthers began policing the police. They would watch the police while bearing arms. The Black Panthers are a great example of why guns should be allowed in the United States, because they used guns to defend themselves at a time when even the government was out to get them. The Black Panthers sparked a whole new wave of gun control laws, seemingly targeted towards African Americans. Here's another scenario where you might need a gun to defend yourself. Imagine your home is getting robbed, and you have no way to defend yourself, and the police aren't going to get there in time. What do? If you don't have a gun, then how are you supposed to defend yourself and keep people out of your home? Are you supposed to just be powerless and let them rob you? That doesn't seem right. Okay, so, is the protection that guns provide enough of a reason for them to be allowed? Or do the tragedies and acts of violence that have been committed using guns outweigh the positive reasons for having them? I think that there is an in-between that we can reach as a country. But first, let's look at a country that has guns under control. Switzerland is a great example of a country where many people have guns, but there are very little shootings and gun-related deaths. The Swiss gun homicide rate in 2019 was around 0.2 per 100,000 inhabitants, comparable with its European neighbors, and 20 times lower than the United States. Switzerland, however, has 28 guns per 100 inhabitants. And just to remind you, the US has more than 120 guns per 100 inhabitants. Gun permits in Switzerland look like this. If you're over 18, you can apply. However, you cannot receive a permit if you have a criminal record or are listed as sensitive by other countries. Once you apply for a permit, you are investigated for 2 to 3 weeks. Semi-automatic weapons require separate permits. You can only use these weapons for sport, shooting, or for your own collection. Also, you can only have a gun when you are traveling to a shooting range or a hunting area. And during that travel period, your ammo must be separate from the weapon. A separate permit is required in order to carry a weapon on person. The permit to carry a firearm is only given to the people who need it. Security guards, cash and transit agents, etc. You can also apply for a permit to carry a weapon on your person if you have a tangible reason for why you are in danger. The US could learn a thing or two from Switzerland. Let's go back to my essential question. Do guns add or take away from the quality of life of US citizens? Guns absolutely take away from the quality of life of US citizens. Nobody should have to leave their house and be scared of getting shot. However, there are some benefits. Guns give people a level of protection they can't get from police officers. And when all citizens own guns, it keeps the government in check. I think there needs to be more regulation on getting firearms. Anybody should be able to get them as long as you don't have a criminal record. But it needs to be really hard to get them, and there needs to be heavy background checks. Also, all guns need to be purchased from certified owners. At a gun show, you can buy a firearm without a background check.
Pretty good for you.
I'll take it.
Within minutes, the 13-year-old easily and legally bought a .22 caliber rifle from a private seller and walked away with it.
We should eliminate any loopholes into buying guns without getting background checks. Thanks for watching this video. This is an incredibly complicated situation. What do you think we should do?